Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive. Daniel here. I hope you're doing well, and if you're not, I hope you are soon. Okay, today in the Dungeon Dive, we are not taking a look at an adventure game or a dungeon crawl game. We are taking a look at a game called File 13. And this is another game from the Best of Dragon Magazine games box set that I recently purchased. In the last episode, we took a look at Tom Wham's Search for the Emperor's Treasure from 1981. And here we have File 13, also by Tom Wham. And this was originally found in Dragon Magazine number 72, published in April of 1983. So, File 13 is a satirical look at board game development. In this game, up to 4 players will be competing to get 2 of their board games, 2 of their designs onto the sales chart and up to the hot item. You want 2 board games, 2 of your game designs to be hot items in the sales chart. The first player to do that wins. When you submit a game, you will submit it here to new submissions, and then the game will follow a track. You can go up to the director of creative services, and then maybe on to the play testers or to the product review board. The CEOs there looking at your game and saying, no, 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 falling asleep. And then maybe down to the cost analysis, the dreaded cost analysis. Can we make money on this? If no, then it goes into File 13 here. And File 13 is, of course, the board game hell of the garbage can where all bad game designs end up. Actually, some bad game designs do end up on the shelf. That is unfortunate. But then maybe from cost analysis, we might go up to one of the 2 developers. We have Myron Minuscule and Sam Semicolon, and they might help develop your game, then send that off to the editors. The editors might send that off to the art department. The art department might send it back to the editors. There's this kind of vicious circle over here of editors, art department, and pre-press. And then we go to the printers and assemblers, and then on to the dreaded shipping section of the process. This is the section that most Kickstarters probably hate. People who create and people who do crowdfund the shipping process. It's always a disaster. And then from the shipping process, the games are sent out to the stores where they go up and down the sales charts, going from turkey to break even, slow, steady, fast, and hot item. And like I said before, the first player to get 2 of their games into the hot item on the sales chart is the winner of the game. So there's a yellow player, a green player, red, and blue. And the games are the names of the games are very funny and a little blue, you could say. They are satirizing games. This is a parody. This is a game. One of the things that I like about Tom Wham games is they feel like games that might have been included in Mad Magazine. And like many of us as a kid, I loved Mad Magazine. But the red player, they have games such as Trivet Pursuit, Handyland, Gobble, and Diplomacy, and Polish checkers. So there is a little bit of of humor in this game that probably wouldn't fly today. Polish checkers being one, and then there are on the cards. There are a few cards that mention Peru. So this game offends the citizens of Peru. I have no idea what was going on in Peru in the early 80s. Was there some kind of scuffle between TSR or Dungeons and Dragons and Peru? I'm not sure, but there's a few cards that mention Peru, some kind of inside joke. But the yellow tokens here, these are all kind of your Dungeons and Dragons spoofs. We have Spongin and Slackin. We have Nudgin and Taggin. What is this? Stanchions and Wagons. Luncheons and Flagons, Crunchin' and Baggin'. And then we have the green player here, which is all kind of war games. We have Dog Flight and Get His Berg and Blitzkrieg and Naval Battles and so on. And Naval Battles, yeah. So these are the 2 players that we'll be using today for this demonstration. And then we also have a deck of cards. And the cards are separated into 3 colors. We have green cards, which are good. The green cards you usually want to play on yourself to make good things happen. The red cards are usually cards that you want to play on other players to make their games go back in the process. We have things like company hires 35 new executives, all games of all players not in sales back one area. Yes, the dreaded executives always throwing monkey wrenches into the creative process, a copyright dispute, a complete revision. Oh no, you have to completely revise your game. You might get a good review in Dragon Magazine, or hey, an advertising push in comic books, an advertising push on national radio, some free publicity. Maybe a game gets resurrected from the garbage can. Somebody is walking by and they see your design in file 13 and they pull it out and it becomes a hot item. How cool would that be? And then you also have the blue cards, and the blue cards are really the only way to get your new game ideas, your new submissions to the desk of this lucky individual who evaluates all of the new games. So at the beginning of a game, each player will take 2 of their games. I will take here Clunkin' and Clankin' and Crunchin' and Baggin'. And we will put those in the submissions. And then I will also take a Holy War and what do we have here? Custard's Last Stand, and place those. So we have submitted our games, and then each player also gets 4 cards. So these will be the yellow player's cards, 2, 3, 4, and the green player's cards. Let's say the yellow player goes first. So let's take a look at the yellow player's cards here. We have game submission, so we could put a new game in the submission. And then we have 3 red cards, sales appeal off. Everyone is into video games. I'm sure a lot of game designers still feel that today, but there's probably more of a crossover today. Any game in sales down 1 level. Production costs increase, price of a game raised. Any games in sales down 1 level. Now, that happens a lot today still. It's funny to see these things that they were satirizing, that they were lampooning, that they were worried about, poking fun at because there's truth and humor. Even back in the 80s, people are still dealing with those things, those same things in the game development space. Policy change, execs flex muscles. Any game not in sales, back to cost analysis. Oh no. Okay, so for the yellow player, I'm going to play my game submission. So we will just get a game into submission here, and we will introduce Lungeons and Flagons. And then once you play a card, then you roll a d6 for each of your games on the board, and you move the game. So this has roll and move here. So we want to roll anything but a 1 for each game. Oh, a 1. Okay, so crunching and bagging goes to the garbage can. It didn't even pass the new submissions desk. Luncheons and Flagons is up next. It goes on to the Director of Creative Services. And now we have Clunkin' and Clankin'. Where does Clunkin' and Clankin' go? Yes, it moves up as well. Okay, so now it's the green player's turn here. We can have a good review in a Field and Stream magazine. So maybe some kind of sports game. Any game in sales up a level. New graphics employee hired. Hey, nice. Serfs get help. Any game not past the printers to the printers. Ooh, nice. Not past the printer. So I could actually send a game right now straight from new submission all the way to the printers. So yeah, heck yeah, new graphics employee hired, serfs get help, any game not past the printers to the printers. That's a no-brainer there. So I'm going to play that, and I'm going to take Holy War and send that straight from the new submissions to the printers. What a lucky play that was. Okay, so now let's roll. Let's roll for Holy War to see. On a 2 to 5, it goes to shipping. A 1. Nope. Okay, so it stays at the printer. It's clogging up the printer there. And then we will do Custard's Last Stand here. Anything but a 1 and a 3. And it moves on. So what you should have done also, as I forgot at the beginning of each of your turns, you will draw a card. So I'm going to draw up to 5 cards here for the yellow player. Game release at Toy Fair. Add 2 to the die roll when game leaves shipping. That's nice. And then we have a new one here, Lost Under a Sea of Paper. Any game that has not reached the printers, back to file 13. I'll play that on this green card here and send the green player's other game back to file 13 there. Okay. So now we will roll on our yellow cards here, our yellow games. We have Luncheons and Flagons. Where's that going? 5. Luncheons and Flagons is staying in the Director of Creative Sales because the 5 is not mentioned. 1, 2, 3 to 4, and 6. Okay, and now we'll do Clunkin' and Clankin'. 4. Clunkin' and Clankin' goes to the Product Review Board. Okay. So once you're still over here, though, there's still a chance that the people who are reviewing your game, who are reviewing the process of development, will still send it to the garbage. Okay, so now it's the green player's turn. We'll draw 2 cards to bring them up to 5 because I forgot to draw one last turn. We have an advertising push. Any game in sales? Nope, no games are in sales right now. No games are in sales. So we have 3 game submissions. I will submit a new game to the submissions desk, and I will submit Plaque Attack there. Okay, so now we can move our green cards. Let's see, printers. Let's see, Holy War on a 2 to 5 goes up to shipping. And a 1, no, it's staying in the printing. Holy Wars is having some trouble printing. And now we have Plaque Attack. Will Plaque Attack escape file 13? Yes, Plaque Attack goes on to the Director of Creative Sales. Let's play one more turn. Okay, so we have a blue. And let's see here. Everyone's into video games. Sales down, sales down, sales down. Nothing is in sales, so those don't really help me. That doesn't help me. Yellow player will just submit a new game. All right, what game will they submit? They will submit Duncan and Gaggin. Okay, so let's see how the yellow games move up. We'll start with Clunkin and Clankin here. A 2. Clunkin and Clankin goes to play testers. Okay, so these goofy guys now are playing Clunkin and Clankin. Hopefully they like the game. Let's see where Luncheons and Flagons ends up. A 4 down to the review product review board, and then let's see if Duncan and Gaggin can escape file 13. No, straight to the garbage with that game. What a terrible design that was. Okay, now we have the green player here. Rush order for Christmas campaign. Any game not in sales, forward 1 area. Yes. Any game not in sales. This is not in sales, so Holy War is going to shipping. The green player is actually going to ship a game. What a miracle. Let's see how the shipping process treats Holy War. We're going to 2. Okay, so right now we are in break even. So Holy War is not too bad. It's not a turkey. It's breaking even, but we want to get that up to the hot item. And now let's see where Plaque Attack goes. Plaque Attack 2 goes straight to the play testers. All right, so now the play testers are playing Clunkin and Clankin and Plaque Attack. So that is pretty much the game right there. You play until one player has 2 games in the hot item. I can imagine that taking quite a while because of all of the take that cards that people are probably going to be holding on to. And then at the end, you know, kind of like Munchkin, where nobody can ever win Munchkin because everybody's constantly playing cards on people to prevent the end of the game when somebody should be king making and making that game end at some point. I don't know if I'm sure there's probably some king making available in file 13. But yeah, this is a really light satirical parody game. If you like things like Mad Magazine, you might like this game. I have had a couple of fun sessions just playing this solo. I like just imagining these people, you know, working on the game. I can imagine this game kind of hitting close to home, even though it's so simple and random and chaotic. I'm sure there are some game developers that actually are like, look at this and be like, yes, this is exactly how it is. This is not funny. And that makes it even more funny. But I think this is a cool box set. I recommend this box set, the Best of Dragon magazines. If only for Search for the Emperor's Treasure. File 13 is fun. The other game I'm really interested in is this boxing game called Ringside. And then this competitive game called Food Fight actually sounds like a lot of fun as well. So, all right, you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at File 13, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.